Greetings, Benjamin J. from Ben's Trains with another in the series. Well, a follow-up on that Lionel 229 that arrived from eBay. 15 bucks with the tender and the caboose. Tender was majorly munched in shipping. Now, I can straighten this out, but this set is 82 years old. You know, nobody in their right mind would have packed this the way that guy packed it. Anyway, I got the caboose snapped back together. It's actually in fairly decent condition. No problem with the caboose at all. It also has an electronic coupler, or electric coupler, on this end. Anyway, the 229 is up and running. I haven't pulled the motor out, but sprayed some WD-40 into the E-unit. This is the result. As you see, it is up and running. So I've got to pull the motor out of it and get the oxide off the E-unit. That's what the problem is. This thing's been sitting for decades. I mean, literally sitting for decades. A lot of wheel sparks, so the brushes are dirty. Now, this motor is very similar, very similar to a Marx motor as far as its layout and construction. This is an early motor. This is 82 years old. Anyway, I just want to do a quick video on this. It does run, so there's no problem with the motor. I've just got to get all the oxide off of the E-unit, and this thing's going to run absolutely splendidly. A bit of cleanup, lubrication, and cleaning. This is going to be a really decent locomotive. Now, there is no damage to the shell at all. Both the markers are intact. Has the bell, the whistle, no damage to the shell at all, no damage to the push rods. Covered in oxide, but there's no damage to them. Front and rear truck, pilot is intact. No damage of any kind to the locomotive itself. It's just been sitting for years and years without being run. So obviously everything is covered in oxide. So it is running, so there's no problem with the motor. I just got to get all the oxide off the E-unit. This thing's going to run like new. I have no doubt about that. Get the brushes clean, get all the grime and grit and dirt off this thing. I mean, this thing is filthy. This is genuine dirt. I don't know where it's been stored, but it's been stored someplace for a very long time. Anyway, as you see, E-unit is working. It's just really dirty, really covered in oxide. So a few minutes and pull this motor out, get the oxide off that E-unit. This thing's going to run absolutely splendidly. I have absolutely no doubt about that. So the caboose is intact. The tender is munched, no doubt. And it's been crushed, obviously. So I can pull the body off, get these ends straightened out, reassemble it. Very likely you'll never know it's been damaged. It's just the idea that somebody would throw something 82 years old into a box. You know, this thing weighs 4 pounds. And throw it into a box with a couple of pieces of paper expecting it to arrive intact. It did not. Thank God the locomotive itself wasn't damaged. This is actually running fairly well, considering. So, got to get the oxide off the E-unit. Get everything lubed and tuned. It's going to be a great addition to the collection. As I said, these 229s, look at them on eBay, they're expensive. And to find this one for 15 bucks, and the guy had it listed as antique train. That's really all it said. Didn't say Lionel, didn't say 229, didn't say anything really. Just had a couple of photos. Of course, this thing, the tender, was not damaged. And like I said, the caboose is actually in fairly decent condition. I added a couple of drops of oil to the wheels, got it rolling, snapped the roof back on the caboose. It does have an electronic coupler, an electric coupler. So it's got a solenoid in there for automatic uncoupling. Anyway, I just want to do a follow-up video on this 229. So I'll get this thing lubed and tuned, get it up and running. And this is going to be a really decent old locomotive. 82 years old, 1938. So it's intact. There's no damage to the locomotive at all. Fortunately, it looks like the tender took the brunt of the damage. But the locomotive itself is in perfect condition. There's no damage to it at all. So I'll get this cleaned up, pull the motor out, get the E-unit cleaned up, get all the oxide off the contacts. This thing's going to take off like a rocket. So anyway, I just want to do a quick video on the 229. As I always stress, don't overlook the junk. This thing was 15 bucks. Really, really difficult to beat that. A bit of cleanup, lube, and tune. This is going to be a really, really decent old locomotive. So I just want to do a quick follow-up video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.